And this one will play in a couple of games this year and some last year. And he'll hand it off on first down. Second down and 6. And Roberts pitches it behind the back. Air Force does recover.
It's almost like the first throw for a quarterback from the pocket. Reads it well. Then he pitches and just loses sight. And that's, the amount of reps that he had with Jacoby Owens. Probably not as many.
And dumps it off out of the backfield, but falling down. McGarrett Kings is deep for the Brett Dunn punt. Short kick. And takes an Air Force hop near the 40-yard line where Michigan State. Andre London is the running back. He'll split carries with true freshman L.J. Scott. London, a redshirt freshman, he's bottled up.
On offense, and I think that's the right approach.
Cook to the air on second down and 9. That pass to the sideline. A beautiful catch by Keith Mumphrey. Graduated.
And he's taken over that X position, Dave. Was isolated. Looks like he came down inbounds with that ball, but the X receiver normally is your best receiver because he's isolated one-on-one on the weak side and any time to make a play.
Cook pulls it back, looks downfield, and another first down catch. And that's because of the play of Connor Cook.
Well, last year they were an offensive team. I would agree with you, Dave. Back tandem to replace Jeremy Langford, but the passing game still needs work.
Here's London, and he is thrown down. Cook going to hand it off again. London picks a hole, brought down to the.
We'll see if they play tight man coverage and try to get pressure on Connor Cook.
On third down and 4, they're going to run it. And London, with second effort, gets the first down.
He was there in position. They brought a blitz off the edge. Healy's there. It's just, that's a big man to try to bring down. And physical start for the Spartans.
So a fresh set of downs, and here comes London again. Hit in the backfield. Yard line, second down and 9. Off play action. Cook setting up. And a Cook to the end zone. Incomplete. Field goal, plus the kicker Michael Geiger has been suspect to say the least, even on short tries. Cook facing pressure, fires to Price for the touchdown.
In third down situations and in the red zone, he's money.
Long to get the Spartans on the board first. The shorter kick, he'll field this one at the 7-yard line. And Driscoll out to the 26. Carson Roberts, the quarterback, he'll pitch it to Washington on 1st and 10 and gets a block and then runs over it.
If you're Air Force.
By the time they get a 2nd and 1, they'll hand it off to the fullback, DJ Johnson.
Played outstanding in the first 2 weeks of the season.
They pitch it to Washington running this way, and it gets good yardage again. Able to. There's some movement on the simulate.
Offside, number 89 defense.
And the defensive linemen have to worry about being on the ground. Jacoby Owens. They're just inside the 40-yard line, and the ball is fumbled. It's scooped up by R.J. Williamson. Penalty marker down. I don't know that Williamson will be down. He's going to take it all the way. A Michigan State touchdown.
Personal foul. Chop block, number 55 offense. The play resulted in a touchdown.
Guard might engage him on accident, and then you have a chop. He's going to come off. Yeah, see right there. That's all it takes is that guard to engage, and this officiating crew is going to be alerted to that, especially in a game like this. But a huge change of momentum on the touchdown for Williamson.
As the sun comes out, Cronin just decides to kick it deep and through the upright.
Filling in for Ed Davis. Also, Shane Jones gets in there and forces that fumble, both of them at the same time. Jones was in as Riley Bulla went out.
Go to the I formation here on 1st and 10. Carson Roberts with a pitch. Leaping to get it was Jacoby Owens. Puts a nice move on Monte Nicholson. Gets the. And the quarterback keeping.
Men that they are, who they're going to be playing against. I thought that was really cool.
Here's Owens on the pitch. And he's to midfield in there.
Personal foul. Chop block, number 58 and number 55 offense.
Get to that 2nd level. Here's Owens again, running room off that left side. He's to the 3rd down and 10. And he'll keep it on the ground. Good run.
Holding, number 89, defense. The 10-yard penalty will be...
But understand, the aiming point is legal.
Big hole for Shane Davern inside the 30-yard.
Chop block. Great adjustment by Air Force.
Davern again on the ground.
They got to spread you out, confuse you. Great job here by the left guard.
Yeah.
Reacting to...
Offside, number 92, defense.
Second down and 2. And Johnson burst through the line.
The sideline.
So Alex Norton, the center, going back to the locker room. Johnson. And Roberts in trouble. Able to
two A-gap guys. Take a look at right in the middle. They say you're going to run it in there. We'll put two guys in there.
Washington going to walk in. Touchdown. Football, you think passing, but it's a team that can run the ball that has success.
Red zone, that's difficult to do. Very small windows. Air Force doesn't need that. Just keep it on.
It was returned for a touchdown. It's R.J. Shelton on the return here for MSU, and he gets lit up.
Take a look why Washington got so free. Look at this defense for Michigan State. All these guys have to respect that dive play, and then Washington just gets to the outside. This is the effect that inside running game with DJ Johnson has. They don't even block Shalik Calhoun, and Washington with the speed to teams, broadcasting, play-by-play analysis. More valuable you are.
Yeah, working with crazy analysts and normal analysts like yourself.
Penalties helped them on that last drive.
Play action for Cook, has a ton of time, and getting separation is Burbridge to make the catch.
That playmaker for Michigan State, much like Tony Lippett was a year ago, that when you need a play, it's man-to-man coverage.
It's a school record. Beat Baylor and Oregon in 2 of their last 3 games. London spins out of the 10-26 as we start the second quarter here at Spartan Stadium. Cook moves up in the pocket, and his pass off target.
Personal foul, roughing the passer, number 54, defense.
Big laps for Troy Calhoun's defense. You get to the quarterback, there's no need to throw him down.
All London. He had all 7 carries for the Spartans in the first quarter. Scott was terrific against Oregon last week and breaks a couple.
Coming in at right guard. So this is an offensive line that dealing with a little adversity.
And Scott. 5. Cook has been sharp through the air. His pass incomplete.
Got there too
Pass
soon.
interference, number 14, defense.
Put his hands on him. Cook back to the air. Oh, he gets hammered. Michigan State has given up this year. Cook steps up, looking to run, and he is inside the 30 in this first half. And Cook going to keep it here. Close to the first down. Looks like he'll be just short. Count down and a yard. It's Scott trying to bust it to the outside and then stretches.
The red zone fringe.
And that's what's going to happen. Cook going downfield for Burbridge. What a catch! But out of bounds.
Does it touch the ground?
On the field, it's an incomplete pass.
Ooh, wow. No, I think that might be a touchdown. I thought I saw a little dirt come up. What a great catch.
Man.
By Burbridge. Great play call. Aggressive. Dave Warner, the offensive coordinator.
Previous play rolling.
Yeah, if that left foot touches
tippy toe
in the end zone first, it's a touchdown. Let's see. Did he get it down? Oh,
beautiful.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
Incredible grab. You called it. You said take a shot here. They did. Burbridge had separation.
You just get the sense, when you're watching this offense for Michigan State, they had those 2 penalties that extend.
The receiver got his left foot down, inbounds, with first control of the ball. Touchdown.
Drive. And remember, a penalty by Air Force, 2 penalties. Driscoll, and that may have gone out of bounds at here on the staff. On first down, here's Washington, who has the Air Force touchdown, and he's driven out of at Ohio State for a while with Jim Tressel as part of that national championship group. As the wide receiver, what he's been able to do here.
Chop block, number 58, offense.
DJ Johnson straight ahead, keeps the feet moving, gets to the 12-yard line before play good on defense, but not necessarily attack on offense. But that's not the case with Michigan. Out of bounds at the 8-yard line, so you knew the Falcons were in trouble moving the ball. And a very short kick, a liner to Kings.
Hyped coming out of college, if you say.
You were a 3rd-round pick, played 11 years in the NFL.
I'll give him a hint. You got to go even further back from me.
London wrapped up at the line. But he's number 1. You got to put him on there as Cook faces pressure. Connor Cook on 3rd down and 11. And wide open in the middle of the field is Burbridge.
Man coverage almost on every snap, and so they run a little crossing route. R.J. Shelton goes out, Burbridge comes in. That's an easy throw and catch.
Cook throwing again. This one
ago because of Keith Mumphrey and Tony Lippett. So Aaron Burbridge, every ball he catches is a positive.
They bring D'Anthony Arnett into the game. Not been a problem for Cook so far. Here he is on 3rd and 8. And against Oregon, he's missing some short ones in warm-ups as we were down on the field. And blocked. Yeah, got blocked at the line of scrimmage for Michigan State. Blocked. It's Davern, and he is slammed. It's not just a kicker. They've allowed 2 returns for touchdowns this year. Late pitch, and Michigan State all over Owens. Monte a little bit more manageable, 3rd and 6. This is a backwards pass to Robinette. First time that he's touched it.
He's an outstanding safety, a true sophomore, a guy that Mark D'Antoni and his defensive staffs in that safety position. He comes up and makes a ton of plays.
Another line drive punt by Dunn. And the last couple of years, early non-conference games. Oregon last year, Notre Dame 2 years ago, but they took care of business last week. And on the ground, it's
quarterbacks that weren't drafted, as we mentioned in the first round, that done really well from the Big Ten Conference.
Scott dragged down. Problem is Air Force can't get Michigan State off the field on 3rd and long. Cook on 3rd and 10 from the pocket, waits, and a receiver comes open.
Section in particular, but great job up front. There was a twister there. Steve Russ, defensive coordinator.
2 timeouts remaining for the Spartans as they look to cross midfield. It's L.J. Scott
from right tackle. They weren't happy with Benny McGowan in the first quarter of this game, so they moved Clark. You see how physical he is.
Scott again, and this time he's against Oregon. Had 9 rushes in the first game, but Cook to throw, and here's Shelton on the catch, and Shelton. Another pass play from Cook. He's in trouble and throws it away. Didn't call it.
Receiver that side of the field.
Number 18 offense.
Remaining. Cook with a ton of time, and now the pocket breaks down. Here comes a flag.
Personal foul. Hands to the face. Number 87 defense.
And just that hand goes up in the face match.
Cook going deep. Burbridge inside the 5 into the end zone. Touchdown, Michigan State. Geiger with a point.
He's just going to take his time and come off, and they're going to switch release, as they call it. Watch how it affects the coverage in man-to-man against Air Force. Great job of avoiding by Burbridge. Great recognition by Connor Cook, and then you put that together with good up front protection. Jack Allen and his crew. This had to be a resilient Michigan State offense. You know, it hasn't been pretty. They've gone forward, backwards. They've had penalties. They've had some
defensive touchdown by R.J. Williamson. This one hammered into the ground. Driscoll again has trouble with it, and he can't reach the 20. Here's Owens. Wrapped up 100-yard games. Had 101 yards against Oregon last week.
I think the second half is going to be all about establishing this run game.
And here's London on 1st down, being chased from behind.
In this attack. So they lost 3 guys.
Cook on 2nd and 11, surveying the field, and finds Burbridge again for a 1st down.
The Luke's question.
They're 5 of 7 on 3rd down. Cook drops back to throw, and through the hands passes 158 yards through the air. Rollout here for Cook, and a throw on target.
Connor Cook, and Shelton is another guy that needs to begin to pop on this offense for Michigan State. That's not an easy throw on the move.
Then the Rose Bowl MVP had the game-winning touchdown pass of the Cotton Bowl to beat Baylor last year. Team 320 on the Michigan State offensive line. Cook lobbing it downfield. The pass is incomplete.
There were 2 fouls during the play. Holding, number 65 offense. Personal foul, roughing the passer, number 87 defense. The foul's all set. Replay.
Here's Cook, wide open in the middle of the field. Arnett.
Michigan State's been waiting to see from D'Anthony Arnett, and it was a missed opportunity.
London between the tackles finds a gap.
About second half. Michigan State's offensive staff would love to see this run game get going, to get confidence.
Jim Bowman, who is the OC at Ohio State. Cook off play action. Burbridge again. Touchdown. And Geiger has had no trouble with extra points despite our Cook dealing. Finding Aaron Burbridge, quickly coming his favorite receiver. That's 3 touchdown grabs. Here's Williams after the short kickoff, and he has wrapped up.
What I want you to see is look at the quarterback, Connor Cook. His eyes, he's faking run fake while both of his backs are picking up this blitz. That's a great job by Madre London, a redshirt freshman, recognizing that blitz, even though Connor.
On first down from the 20, the quarterback Carson Roberts keeps it, and Roberts has the first down before Minnesota was so close against TCU and then went to overtime against Colorado State. It's Jacoby Owens. And you can't redshirt players either. Oh, big hit at the point of attack. An injury, so Dylan Vale is in. Remember, Carson Roberts is the backup quarterback. Davern picks up the first down to the 30.
Up in front of his team and talked about what commitment these guys make on a daily basis.
How about this? A pass play and a passing touchdown. So 6-play, 80-yard drive. The extra.
Oh, maybe Bill Walton agrees with me.
Who? R.J. Shelton
from Carson. But take a look at this reaction by these guys on the outside for Michigan State. You have to respect this option game, and all of a sudden, Jalen Robinette. I mean, that's just wide open. But this is Carson Roberts. As you look forward to the Mountain West Conference and their schedule to compete with Boise and CSU, they need to get some confidence.
Cook off play action and almost a one-handed
catch. Complicated systems, and so for them to be able to do that in that amount of time is really amazing.
Served in the military for a long period of time as that pass to Burbridge.
10-3 beating Boise and CSU. Outstanding job of coaching by Troy Calhoun.
That poor punt, it'll be. And the quarterback Carson Roberts. Late pitch and big hole here for Owens in Michigan State territory.
They've been able to move Lawrence Thomas back out to end.
We didn't really call Shalik Calhoun's name often. He was, as the ball's on the ground, it's scooped up.
Off of it for one instant to look downfield, and that's all it takes. Just like a receiver.
So Michigan State takes over near midfield. They'll keep it on the ground here with Scott. And he gets nothing. In fact,
and either Ohio State or Michigan State would have to play a really tight game on November 21st.
London brought down.
Realize that it was their defense that kind of let them down in those games against Oregon, Ohio State.
Connor Cook sacked.
Somebody else in the Big Ten, obviously, and maybe the country to compete with the Ohio State.
Well, you mentioned the 49 that they gave up to Ohio State. It's a great punt here that will be down by the Spartans inside the 10. They also gave up 46 last year
in the ACC.
On first down, Washington goes. Ole Miss can win tonight. Let's see if that offense is legit. Here's another pass play, and what a grab by Garrett Brown.
66% of his passes. He's 2 for 3. Take a look at this catch. Great explosion there with Carson Roberts.
Roberts with the pitch, and Washington into Michigan State territory. Johnson straight ahead, and this time Michigan, then Purdue at home to open Big Ten play. And man, wide open again. A receiver.
Michigan State's trying to keep everything in front of them. Demetrius Cox kind of folds in on Jalen Robinette. That's their main.
Nearing 1 minute to go in the quarter. It's the quarterback Roberts and company. First man through is Owens. And Roberts keeps. And Michigan State.
Front, Joel Heath, Lawrence Thomas, nowhere for that running back to go. That's why I think they got to run this ball on the perimeter there.
And they will with Owens on the pitch. And Owens is going to be tackled short. It's fourth down and goal. And here comes a reverse. And down goes Robinette.
Were able to stay on his feet here, get around Fry. He had clear sailing to the end zone. Mark D'Antonio's fired up.
Over on downs. First down from its 8-yard line. And here's Burbridge, who has 3 touchdown catches today. A run play on second down. There's Gerald Holmes, tries to break
the football. Monte Nicholson as well. These are guys that coming out of high school, they're ready to play.
Holmes on 3rd down and 2 gets the call. And right at the
point that Tom makes there, but one area where they aren't going to see that luxury.
2nd and 5 for Michigan State. 4 minutes gone by here in the 4th. Play action pass for Connor Cook. And Cook hits a wide open R.J. Shelton for a first down.
Recruiting, one of the reasons why Jim Harbaugh would have been hired there in Ann Arbor.
Now they got Damian Terry in at quarterback right now. They flexed Connor Cook.
Allows them to obviously expose their brand now at a wider net in recruiting because they want to be national. As we see a big run here off to the left.
Scores. And Cook going to keep. And has the first Franklin and Penn State. I think Wisconsin, it's a smooth transition because Paul Christ has been there before. As Cook goes down field, and
I think it's a big question that D'Antonio needs to answer this offseason.
Here's R.J. Shelton on the pitch, coming around the end.
And that has continued to evolve with better coaching and guys making various stops, as we've referenced with Urban Meyer, Jim Harbaugh.
Yard line. The Spartans going for it. Connor Cook straight ahead. It's going to be. He moved it back short. Or excuse me, to 30. Nebraska at Ohio State on November 21st. As Roberts goes back to throw, he's being chased by McDowell.
Lugs about his Big 12 pick there, the Sooners.
Here's Owens on the pitch. A lot of running room against
the
his
top 5. So while everybody's talking about TCU and everybody's talking about Baylor, I figure Oklahoma's good to come out and
national title. I mean, they got a ton of talent. And then to the 40.
Bounce back in a big way tonight.
3rd and 3. And here's rushing again, gets the first down and more inside the 30. Rushing off the right side, inside the 15, inside the 10. First and goal for Air Force inside the 10. And in trouble is Owens, wrapped up. 2nd and goal from the 8-yard line. And they're going to have another negative play. Tyler Williams brought down. Roberts looking for the throwback. Michigan State reads it well, and it's picked off.
Great read by R.J. Williamson. He wasn't fooled with the throwback screen to the tight end. He's there. First and foremost, he doesn't take a cheap shot at a defenseless player, number 1.
21-point lead. They're going to run it. L.J. Scott. They've had trouble running the ball, but this is good yardage.
Good today.
2nd and 5. Scott brought down.
Field. They missed the 4th down, 4th and 1. So, no, I'm not surprised they're still out there.
Here's London on 1st down straight ahead. He gets stacked up at the Jake Hartbarger to punt. Garrett Brown has a return for a touchdown this season. Gets his hands on it here at the 25-yard line. And there are 4 Spartans down there. They cover that.
Place Trey Waynes, Curtis Drummond. I think we weren't going to figure that out in this game. Obviously, Air Force doesn't throw.
1st down. Roberts to throw. And
personal foul. Targeting. Number 30, defense.
It's a career high for Bulla, but he's out for this game in the first half of next week. Boy, poor defense. Robinette wide open again. And he's brought down.
Calhoun as a backup corner that's trying to earn some playing time. He gets beat, lulled to sleep late in the game.
Another pass play, fade to Robinette. Knocked away.
I don't agree with these calls. When the defender, you can call it on the offender. You can call it on both guys, but they're both looking back for the ball. How is that on the defense?
Yeah, and a touchdown for DJ Johnson. The concern last year for the Spartans. Air Force preparing for the onside kick with 2:11 remaining, and this is an easy recovery. Yesterday, you knew there was a deep respect for Air Force, for the type of student in the country. Keep it on the ground here with London. And, Connor Cook will take a knee. And Michigan.